My name is Colin Escalante. I'm a 42-year-old professional engineer who currently works for the government of Belize. Right when we had our daughter, we decided that we need to be insured, having a family and everything moving forward. So that's really when we decided to join RFG back in 2022. I was on a work trip with a bunch of colleagues going down to Bolivia, but we had an overnight stop in Panama. And it's when we left here on a Friday night, flying into Panama, and we had a pretty hard landing, which caused a spinal injury. I was able to walk off the plane rather well, but the minute I got into the customs area at the airport, I just lost all control, all motion in my foot, and my left leg actually, and I just fell to the ground. I was just fortunate enough to have colleagues there that were able to get me out of the airport and get me to a hotel. I got up the next morning, tried to get out of bed, and the minute I tried to get out of bed, I lost all feeling in the left leg. I know for sure that I'm not going to be able to go to Bolivia. So I spoke to my wife, I told her the condition. Of course she was worried. So she was like, let's see if we could get you a doctor in Panama. And she managed to find this hospital in Panama and managed to get me an appointment. This was on a Saturday, mind you. So they were closing at midday. So when we got there, we reached out to the emergency and they were like, you know what? This doesn't look good. We need to do an MRI scan. So they're like, checked into emergency, ran the MRI scan, and then found out that I had a really bad herniated disc caused by the incident with the flight, and that I would require some form of surgery. Now you can imagine being from Belize, not knowing anybody in Panama. It was a scary situation. So the questions started coming up from the hospital administration as to, all right, so you're checked in now, how are you going to pay for this? And there's just, I have my credit card on me, but there's only so much you could do with the credit card. And we found out what the cost of the surgery would be. And that kind of put us in a frantic situation. So that's when my wife started to correspond with, I believe, one of the agents from RFG. And the service was amazing, to be honest with you. I mean, they talked to my wife. It wasn't during normal working hours. It wasn't Monday to Friday. It was actually on a Saturday and Sunday. Tried to figure out the situation of how we could get the insurance company to work out with the hospital, seeing that the hospital didn't necessarily recognize RFG insurance there. It just so happened to be that there were RFG representatives on the flight with me to Panama that actually experienced that situation. There was a rep from the board that was there and Mr. Castillo that came to see me. I mean, you don't expect this from any insurance company, right? So I mean, that just took us aback. So they came in and they managed to discuss with the hospital administration as to how a payment situation could come about. And amazingly enough, everything worked out perfectly.